There we go. That's gooder. Let's see if anybody comes on. Should have brought out me a soda. I'll be back. I'll play that Arnold Schwarzenegger on you. I'll be back. Well, there's two that popped in, but I'll still be right back. Y'all can say howdy while I'm doing it. Got my due. Two more came in. Howdy to you. Who we got in here today? Felicia, howdy. Robert, howdy. Grilla, howdy. Oh, it's Dad's Day there. What's up, Warwick? Well, happy Father's Day to you, brother. It's Grumpy Old Man Day here. What do you think? Well, it ain't, but it should be. Steve, howdy. I've went to a different platform away from Facebook. What in the world is the name of it? I forget. Any of y'all seen my post to know what that platform is I went to? Starts with a P. Oh. Parlor. Yes, that's it. You want to go over there and find me, look up the, T-H-E, small letters, the Papa Joe, a capital P on Papa. So the Papa Joe. So look me up over there. What's up, Pittman? I'm so tired of Facebook coming in and fact checking me. It's ridiculous. They're even fact checking the memes now, the little jokes and stuff. Really? So I inquired the other day. I did a little search for what it was worth, and I found the MeWe, but I didn't like the sound of it. So I did a post asking, and someone else had mentioned this. I hadn't gone in to check it out. I'd seen it. So today, me and Little Joe set me up on it, and him. I don't know how that one works yet, but well, it's a new one here in the States, Warwick. It started like in 2018. One of them where people is just getting tired of Facebook. You'll find a lot of our people over there that are patriots and whatnot. They're over there. Well, I'm not going to delete my account, Steve. I'm going to leave it up. But I will eventually be doing less and less on it, I figure. You know, I've got two of them, my personal one and my simple living one on Facebook. And I'll be leaving them up, and I'll still be posting on them, probably more than I want to here for a little while, as I get to know that other platform. So, just let everybody know. I ain't sure how it works yet. I hate learning new stuff. I really do. I'm one of them, I don't like change much. But the trucking industry forced me to learn change, huh? They forced me to give up my flip phone. I just had a conversation about that yesterday. I like my old flip phone, thank you very much. I'm old school enough, I thought a phone should be for talking on. You added me on it, it's a little different. All right, thank you, Felicia. Then maybe you can help me figure out how that thing works over there. Yes, you do have to download an app for it. Anyway, I did. It's actually pretty easy to set up your account on it. I was about to do it, and Little Joe took my phone and did it for me. He's like that. Then I started trying to add my profile picture and whatnot, and I did have issues there. I got one put up, and I couldn't get it where I wanted it. Of course, he does it in a couple clicks. Imagine that. And I figured out how to share a couple posts over there, or videos over there. So I've shared a couple of mine, and I shared a couple of songs that I like that Paul, damn it. Anyway, I shared a couple of songs I like. So y'all will know it's me when you get over there and see a couple of my videos. You'll know it's me when you see me and Grandma. So it's after 11 here. Grandma's in bed fighting a headache. She's been in bed a lot today. I got tired of watching TV. Tried to go to bed. I can't go to sleep yet. I napped today, so I decided I'd get up and come out and do a live chat. A live stream. What the heck? Oh, goodness. I've been doing my best not to go political a whole bunch on everybody, but I have been. I did another one yesterday or day before. Actually, I did it about 1:30 yesterday morning. Then finally got it put up this morning. It took a while for it to download. And I don't know if I can do any kind of live streams or anything on that Parler or not. I'll have to figure that out. I know now I can put videos up. I was learning how to do comments and whatnot on it. We're doing a post. We'll see. Any of y'all that's used to figuring this stuff out, you can go over there and help me figure it out. So what's everybody doing? Evidently not a whole lot if you're watching me. Nice cool evening here. Probably low 70s. Frogs are going at it. Very little traffic on the road here. I'm just chilling like Dylan. Didn't even watch any news today. And read very little on the internet. Had a Jehovah's Witness call my phone today. It was a Texas number with my area code, so I went ahead and answered it. And fella wanted to talk a little bit of Jesus with me. I'm all up for that. So we talked a little Jesus. And then he allowed that he was a Jehovah's Witness. That's fine. I ain't got a problem with that. I think I shocked him a little bit. But overall, there was only one thing we disagreed on, and I'm good with that. He asked if he could call back next Saturday. I said, well, sure. And we'll see if I answer or not. But we had a good conversation. I don't have a problem talking to a man or woman of God. You know, especially if we can agree to disagree on a few things. And what we disagreed on is I told him that I'm a firm believer that no religion out there has it 100% right. And I don't believe none of them have it 100% wrong. Unless they're one of these religions telling you to go around and kill people. And that one he told me, he says, I have to disagree with you there. And that's when he told me he was a Jehovah's Witness. And he studied up on it before he joined their church. And he thought they had it all figured out. I said, well, cool. And if you are dedicated to a religion and a church and all that, by all means, you know, by all means. And in reality, the only bad I've ever heard about Jehovah's Witnesses is folks complaining about them knocking on your door. Well, guess what, boys and girls? That was one of our instructions, is we are supposed to go share the word. And I've had them stop by my house before at different places, and I've sat down and talked with them. I don't have a problem with it. Now, when the Mormons come around, that's a different story. Because it's been my experience that the Jehovah's Witness will sit down and have a decent conversation with you. They don't just try to force it down your throat. The Mormons, however, that's a different story. And they don't like my opinion of Joseph Smith. Because I think Joseph Smith was a con man, a bullshitter. I don't believe for a minute Joseph Smith's story. Now that's me. Y'all might. Some of y'all might be Mormons and believe it. That's fine. For you. Me, I don't believe it. I don't buy into it at all. So, and I've told a few of them that, and they get offended. Ain't that amazing? And I have a solution for that. If I offend you, don't come to my house no more wanting to talk to me about the Bible or God. So anyhow, so what are y'all doing? Got 7 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Had 14 people, so that's 50%. I appreciate you. A few more wouldn't hurt my feelings, but 7's a good start. There's 8. Thank you. Y'all chat me up a little bit. Come on. Oh, hell you are, and it ain't showing up. You're still trying to figure it out, too? Well, now I know Donald Trump Jr.'s on there. Is the Big D on there? You follow Trump on Twitter. Now, I was talking to Little Joe today. When he started this channel, he signed me up on Twitter and some other stuff. I've never been able to get into it. I totally agree. I covered my mouth. I didn't want y'all to worry about COVID. Yeah, they're very disrespectful to him. You just got back from the Smokies. Well, that's a good deal. Well, happy late birthday to you. Smoky Mountains, man. I got you. I got you. I'm out of the Ozark Mountains myself. JJ, what's up with you? On your 34 reset so you can roll. When is that going to be up? It didn't send you a notification there, JJ? Check your bell, man. That damn bell will get turned off by itself somehow. I wonder if that's only on our channels. 12:30. Well, now it depends upon what time zone you're on. If you're on Eastern, that's almost up. If you're on Western, you need to take a nap. Does anybody watch my last couple of videos? Any comments on them? Central Time? Okay, you still got an hour or two. I'll put you to sleep in here and you'll get that nap and wake up about 5 in the morning. Then what are you going to do? JJ, you been doing any more research on your Democratic Party and some of their thoughts and nonsense? Huh. I don't know why they ain't showing up. It's 10 there, yeah, but that's 10 in the morning there, Warwick. It's almost bare 30 where you're at. Yeah, well, I'm always on my phone anymore. I ain't independently wealthy. I can't buy a laptop. Little Joe's got one in there, but I ain't bothered to try to figure it out. Maybe I will sometime. But see, I like to sit outside and do my videos where I can smoke. They don't smoke, so I don't smoke in their house. So I like to sit out here where I can let y'all have some third-hand smoke. Second-hand, the camera gets it. So if you're getting it through the camera, it's got to be third-hand. That way, if I'm smoking on here, I can make some snowflakes melt. The Democratic Mormon. I bet she is. Well, and see, that's the problem with some of the older people, is that they are so dedicated to the party. They don't really stop and do any homework. Most people don't do any homework. There's so many people that I see parroting the fake news on their comments and whatnot. And it's quite obvious that they ain't done any kind of homework at all, any research at all. This nonsense they got going around right now about President Trump doesn't like the troops, and he disrespected a bunch of them, and he said this, that, and the other. And I can tell you now, this is the best president our military has had in years. I mean, in years. And he's done gave him, what, 2 or 3 raises since he's been in there. He's built the military back up. He shows nothing but respect to him. You know? Yeah. Well, let her have her say. Don't go harassing her about it. Agree with a lot of what she's saying. You know? Pacify her is what I'm saying. And she's old. You know, she's only got another couple of elections left in her, so... And there's no need in trying to argue with her and convince her otherwise and get her all upset. Don't do it. Nobody should be doing it. So, I know. That's hard sometimes, ain't it? how you have to look at it is real simple. Is that if she's a voter, and if she's a diehard, she probably is, then one of your family's vote is going to cancel hers out. And the rest of your family's votes are going to go for Trump. So, just figure whoever's grandma it is, yours or Steve's, well, one of your two votes is wasted to cancel out grandma's, and that's good enough. Let grandma be. Yeah, I know, JJ. There's Steve starting to show up again. Don't get me started on football, Steve. Well, you're a big girl. You can take the harassing. Let her be. You want to mess her mind up? Just tell her that she convinced you. That you're voting for Biden. That she done talk the talk and you're believing it. Let her mess her up. Then she won't have to harass you no more. Well, that's how I was for years. I didn't vote any party. I kind of straddled the fence because I voted on who I thought was best for me, my beliefs, and my country. However, I found myself voting Republican more than not. Now, I will admit, I did vote for Carter the first time. I really did. Not Carter, I'm sorry. Slick Willie. His first time running, I did vote for him. I was still pretty young, and I bought into some of the stuff he was saying. I didn't know how to research my politics back then. We didn't have the internet. If I'd only known. 125 there. Well, it's past beer 30 there, Warwick. And it's Daddy's Day. You better be popping the top. Well, you don't have to do a whole lot of hard research, JJ. All you have to do is listen to some of what they're saying and apply some common sense to it, and you'll know the difference. You're smart enough, boy, and I ain't going to say that too damned often. And go ahead and get a pen out and pop your head. You go getting a big head. I hear you, Steve. See, that's the only thing I have any regrets about is I've never been a sports fan, so I can't boycott them because I've never watched them. But I'll tell you what, and I do believe that football players and all of the sports figures, they have a right to their say-so, and they have a right to protest in their own ways. However, I think disrespecting our flag and our country and our military and taking a knee, to me, that's disrespect. That field, that TV is not a place to do it. I understand they have a certain platform, and it's really a small platform that they have, but they can do their little interviews. They can go to rallies and whatnot, and they can be guest speakers, and they can make their opinions and thoughts known in other ways than forcing their opinion on the nation through TV by disrespecting us and our country. Us meaning us as veterans and us as patriots. You know? So, and if you watched my videos, these last couple, I've already told you that yeah, there's some racism in our country. There's racism in every country. That's part of human nature. But I think their anger being directed at you and I is a misplaced anger. We're not the ones that are holding them down and all that. That is their Democrat Party. That's the politicians. That's the system. And the only way to change the system is to vote on your elections to get rid of the ones that are doing you wrong. So they don't need to be mad at you and I. They don't need to be out destroying small businesses. They don't need to be out beating up old people. You know? They have a good cause, and there is some grounds for their cause. I'll admit that. But it's misplaced anger. They're misdirecting it. It needs to be directed at them politicians that right now are pacifying them, saying, oh, you've got a right to destroy stuff. No, they don't. When you throw the first rock, burn the first building, beat up the first person, you're no longer a protester. You're a criminal. And I see I'm losing a few people because of my thoughts. I don't care. I'm not going to hide them, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They can get all upset all they want. They can leave the video. They can leave the channel. It's not going to change my opinion. And I don't have a clue what I'm going to talk about in the morning. We'll see what the Lord puts on me in the morning. That's exactly it, Felicia. What I've tried to tell people about Donald Trump. If all you're getting is Trump's word off of CNN or MSN, you're not getting Donald Trump's word. If they're telling you something that he has said, you need to go find his speech, convention, whatever, that he did, his daily briefing, wherever he was supposed to have said whatever he said, and you need to listen to his entire spiel and compare that to what the other news channels are telling you. And from what I've seen, it's pretty much 100% they're going to twist it. I mean, do people really honestly believe that a man can get elected to be president and never do anything right? Really? If he was as bad as they claim he is, don't you think they would have been able to take him out by now? But people buy into it, hook, line, and sinker. That's a crying shame. What up, Dustin? All is just great with me. I'm totally with you, Steve. I never was into the sports, but I guarantee you when they start taking a knee, oh, that just made me all kinds of mad. And that's when I was saying, damn, I wish I watched football so I could boycott them. Hear their stereo? I hope they ain't gonna set that stop sign very long. Well, Biden is an idiot. In the beginning, there was a lot of stuff I didn't like about Trump myself. I voiced it on my videos. Y'all know me. I don't hide my feelings well. I think the man has grown and matured a whole lot. in his 3+ years as being president. Does he still speak his mind? Yes, he does. But that's what I like the most about him. No sugar added. I kind of like that no sugar added part myself. When he gets attacked, he attacks back. I'm fine with that. And that's the kind of stuff most people have problems with. I don't know about all his tweets on Twitter, but I'm quite certain that he's attacking back. You know? He's not a politician, so he don't know how to make it all sound so sweet and cuddly and all that makes people just get goosebumps and stuff. That ain't him. He's a hardcore businessman, and he calls it like he sees it. I'm fine with that. I didn't vote for him to be my best friend. I voted for him to straighten out our country, and I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I think he's been doing a damn good job of it, especially considering the fight that the Democrats, and in the beginning the Republicans as well, and we still got a few rhinos that are fighting him, but look at all the opposition that he's had in Washington, D.C. Now stop and think about if it was reversed. If they was actually trying to work with him and better the country for you and I, look at what could be done. But instead of that, you have all them Democrats up there that are never Trumpers and always resist and whatever other movement they have, which is BS. That's nothing but a power play. They want to be in control. They don't give a damn about you and I. They don't care about our country or how the country's running or what we're dealing with. All they care about is this guy got in and he's messing up our plan. And that's the most that people can hold against him that's up there in any of that circle, is that he ain't playing ball by their rules. He came in, brought his own damn football, and he said, we're going to play street football. And they can't handle it. What's those saying? If you're going to play hardball, you better have a good glove. They ain't got a good glove. Carlos, what's up? Well, she going to beat your butt at Legos. Go ahead, honey. Tear him up. That's exactly right. I have never seen a president. I'm 60 years old, fixing to be 61. I have never seen a president keep his promises as much as Trump has. And the one that he hasn't kept goes back to that big fight and resistance that we was talking about a minute ago. He is a good leader for the country. Venom, what's up with you? Why are you calling me sore? Are you trying to say sour? Oh, man, now you done hurt my feelings. I'm going to cry. Oh, sir, okay. Put down the beer. You've had enough. Your fingers are too drunk to see what they're typing. Boy, Carlos, they're tearing you up, brother. And all you wanted was a taco. You can't even get a taco out of these people. What is up with that? You're going to have to put your daughter on here and let her whoop their butts. I hear you, Felicia. That's a fact. See, you've been playing Legos for that many years, and you still don't know how to play. Dadgum. I like old Freddie Mercury, thank you very much. Hey, now that's another one. Didn't you know he was gay? And I'll ask him, don't you know I don't care? he's a damn good musician. And he was very creative. Some of the stuff he did was above the wow factor. And he never once propositioned me. Just like I didn't vote for Trump to be my friend, well, I don't think Freddie was going to be my friend either, but I liked his music. What's up, Evelyn? I sure will. She's in bed right now. She got one of her bad headaches. There's you some tacos, Carlos. You want the fish tacos, do you? Actually, we talked about making some of them a few nights ago and didn't do it. I gave Carlos a good recipe. I'm waiting on him to try it. Now I want to know what his opinion was of it. Miss Clementine, how are you doing? Where's the mister at? See, I got a couple of you husband and wives that come on here separately. I guess the wives done ran them off, won't let them come home. They claim to be truck drivers and stuff, say they got a job to do. Yeah, right. You know they're in the doghouse. Getting hard for me to get used to this sitting around and not doing a whole lot. But I'm trying to learn how. Thought I'd seen a bat, but I guess not. Sun's got a street light over there. There've been several nights I've seen a bunch of bats flying around it. And no, they don't scare me. I ain't scared. I stay in the dark where the bugs can't fly around my head, so they don't come get them. I've watched quite a few of the documentaries on Trump and whatnot. They had some on TV. I don't remember if it was a History Channel or what channel it was. And they told his whole story. And as a youngin', now he was from a fairly well-off family. His daddy was pretty rich. Not filthy rich from what I was seeing, but he was pretty well off. But Donald was still a troublemaker. Kind of reminded me of me. Only I got my ass whooped. He got sent off to military school. And that military school did him a lot of good. So that's where he started becoming the Donald. Well, that'd be cool, Carlos. Let me know. You know Monday's a holiday. Figured you'd be barbecuing. It's called a Mississippi roast, folks, is what I told him. And it's really quite simple. It's a crock pot dish. Get you around a 3-pound roast is what it calls for, although I did a 6-pounder and it still worked out pound. Get you one of them envelopes of the dry ranch mix, dressing mix stuff, the original, and dump that on top. Put your roast in there, any fat on it, put that down, of course. Put you in about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of water in there. Dump that ranch mix on top of that roast, and then get you a packet of the dry au jus mix and dump that on top of there. Then they tell you some fancy Italian pepper or something they tell you to put around it. I'm sure Carlos is going to put some hot Mexican stuff around it. But you let it cook, that 3-pounder, you let it cook for about 8 hours. And I've done it like 3 different times. And every time it has turned out great. Everybody here loves it. So, and it's real easy. But it's kick butt. It's good stuff. So y'all give that a try. If you do, let me know. He's in Michigan. Boy, he is scared of you. He went a long way to get away from you. Well, she wishes it was me giving her the headache, but I think it's her back being out again. Oh, I was just picking at you, Venom. I don't drink myself. I don't drink enough that me and Little Joe was in a store today, and we walked by Miller Lite in a bottle, and I said, "There's my beer." And he's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, when I drink beer, I like my Miller Lite." He said, "I didn't know that." I said, "That's because I get a six-pack and it'll last me a year. I only drink a couple beers at a time at the most. And I only do that a couple of times a year, and that's usually if I'm outside barbecuing around a hot grill." What's up, Nicholas? Grand Rapids, huh? Well, I'm over here in Bogart, Georgia. It is good, Felicia, and real easy to fix. It's one of them, you put it on, and after 4 or 5 hours, the smell in the house is going to just start driving you crazy. I did a California mix with cheese the other day with mine. Then I made up some mashed taters. And, you know, the peel them yourself type deal, not no powder nonsense. Love it. I think actually we got a couple jugs of that cherry moonshine left. So I'm talking to Grandma and Little Joe about having to make a run down there and wrap stuff up in Texas. And if I do, I'll be bringing my moonshine back. Or Grandma's moonshine back. Well, we quit for a little while there, and then we started getting stressed out. That's our excuse. We started back again. We still hope to quit. We'll see. See, now you're out. You're going to have to make your own. You ever check? Can you get any of the moonshine out there where you're at? And being as close as you are to Oregon and Washington, that's the big place for black cherries anyway. You'll be able to get some dehydrated black cherries and get you a gallon jug. Put in a 2 or 3, 4 pound of them black cherries and pour you in 2 or 3 jugs of that moonshine. Make it a gallon and let it set up for a month or 2. Good stuff. Was that the name of them? I didn't remember the name of it. I know the jug. I know it was a little pricey mailing that stuff in the mail. That was crazy. Just because it was alcohol. Legal alcohol at that. But I didn't want to lie to them about what was in the package, so I was honest. Ah. Well, I have cut out my coffee and my coffee in a can. I haven't had, every blue moon I drink a cup of coffee with Grandma and Little Joe and them. Not very often. So, the coffee in a can, I've cut it out pretty much totally. Every blue moon I have a sip of Grandma's, but I don't like hers like I did mine. This left arm's been driving me crazy the last couple months. Yeah, they did. Well, that could happen, Felicia. Well, I used to be addicted to coffee back before the energy drinks and all that stuff. I carried like 3 thermoses in my truck with me. Then when they came out with the coffee pots for the trucks, I still carried my thermoses and I'd still make myself coffee. I was so bad at one point there, I had a cousin that me and him did construction work together. And if we got rained out or was just sitting at the house visiting, we literally had to have 2 coffee pots going. One couldn't keep up with us. Well, I used to drink a lot of coffee. Then people would say, "Did you do speed to stay awake out there?" Yeah, it's called coffee. Oh, I drunk my share. The bad thing back then about drinking coffee on the road is that you could tell what part of the country you was in by the taste of the water. As of course, their coffee carries the taste of their local water. And back before they got in all their systems and whatnot, you go getting out west, they had some pretty rough water. You had to drink pretty strong coffee to cover up some of the taste of it. Nobody likes a quitter. I understand. See, we was nice. We made coffee for Carlos when he was at the house. What's my take on Trump's comments about soldiers? I think that they've twisted whatever he said. I haven't seen what they was talking about him saying, but I was talking about that earlier. You will not convince me that Trump was bad-mouthing any of our military. He spoke about them, I'm quite certain. And then with their modern technology, I'm sure they edited any and every way they could to make him sound bad. Trump is pro-military. Period. Well, that's how I was, Steve. I could drink coffee and go to sleep. Yeah, you are correct. That is what makes the world go round. I don't know if I will or not, Michael. Well, and that's what I'm saying, Carlos. I don't think he said anything negative at all. And that just ain't him. That's more people just listening to the news and not doing their homework and not knowing Donald Trump. Oh. And I guarantee you, I've been paying more attention to Donald Trump than I have any president in my past. That's good. Yep, that's the Trump train in the background. I hadn't thought about that. I'm going to have to start using that line. That was good. Well, and that's something else, Michael, is I am so tired of anonymous and all this other stuff. If somebody said it, go ahead and put out the name of who said it. You know, if you want it out there in the news and you're going to quote them, then quote that person, not an anonymous tip. That's a crock of bull. Yep, the Clinton News Network's what I've always called them. I tell you, folks, there's a group on Facebook. Uh, it's like the pound sign walk away. And I'm reading so many stories in there. I enjoy reading some of their stories. I enjoy reading damn near all their stories. And I read several a day. It's gotten to be one of my pastimes. And there are so many Democrats that are waking up. And so many of them, where they had this COVID-19 nonsense and everybody was locked down, so many of them are saying that while they was locked down, they got bored and they started doing some of their own research. Like I said earlier, who can believe that the President of the United States can never do anything right? Everything he does must be wrong. And several of them said they just got so tired of hearing nothing but negative reports on him, and they started doing their own research. And the majority of them said by going and listening to what he had to say for themselves. So they would hear what he had to say, and then they would hear what the fake news had to say, and it just blew them away. And that in itself started making them say, now why are they lying so much about him? Why do they hate him so much? And the rest is history. And they wind up walking away, leaving the Democrat Party. That's what I like to hear. Uh-huh. Well, that's something that bothers me is the majority of them, especially politicians, are not going to have to pay for their crimes. They're going to get by with it. Now, they might get caught out on it. They might get voted out. They might get kicked out, whatever. Might even get charges brought against them and all this. But they'll never truly pay for their crimes. They won't do it. You know, that's like I was talking to a fella the other day, and what's his name here in Georgia? Peru, I think his name is. When he heard about the COVID-19, he sold a bunch of his stocks, and he bought into some companies that make face masks and respirators and all this stuff. And he did this before he came home and started taking care of his people. And the thing is what's her name? The lady that, Martha Stewart. Remember she had a little bit of inside trading like that? And she went to prison? Well, how come this Peru feller ain't going to prison? Huh? Dupree. That's his name, I think, is Dupree. How come he ain't going to prison for inside trading? And that was brought out plenty of times. Well, they do fear what's coming, and they fear what's happening right now. Uh, Miss Clementine, you need to go watch The Fall of Cabell. It's like 8, 9, 10 part series. You can find it on YouTube. There's one part, I think part 6, they don't show on there. But you need to watch that. You talk about interesting. Well, exactly, Steve. I have to hear him say it myself. Uh, what is the name of that new platform I joined earlier, folks? We was talking about it. Starts with a P. I can't think of it at the moment. Well, that's a good deal. I ain't up on that TikTok stuff. I've seen it around. Parlor. That's what it's called. And a whole bunch of the people that Ted Cruz, Donald Trump Jr., and uh, what's their name? Diamond and Silk. There are a bunch of them that had issues over on YouTube and Facebook, rather. They've all gone over there. So I've just went on over there myself, and I hope to work myself over there more and more. Well, and that's what I think, Michael, is a lot of what we've got going down is a one world order. I've not hid my thoughts about that very well at all. And that fall of Kabul, however you say that, they go into that stuff as well. I recommend you all to watch it. And when you go over there to that parlor, to find me, it's the Papa Joe. Papa Joe was already taken. So we had to do the Papa Joe. THE is small letters. The first P in Papa Joe is capital, and the rest is small letters. I don't know if that matters or not. Well, that's like somebody said the other day that anybody caught out there being disruptive, not protesting. Protesting's fine, ladies and gentlemen. Protesting is fine. But when you start beating people up, start looting the stores, destroying stuff, trying to kill cops and hurt cops, if you're caught doing any of that illegal stuff, I think you should be stripped of all of your government benefits. If you hate our government that bad, take away their benefits and let them hate us for free. Just like Donald Trump's been doing with some of the foreign countries. Oh, you hate us so bad? Well, we ain't going to give you no damn money. Hate us for free. We ain't going to pay you to hate us. That nonsense, them out there wiping their butt with the flag and peeing on the flag and all this. No, if you hate our country that bad, now I'm not going to go as far as some of them and say take away their citizenship. I ain't going there. But I will say take away any of their welfare benefits, any free money that they're getting. What up with you, Chris? Ain't seen you in a minute. What up, Scott? My video is silent. I'm never silent, dude. Not me. You better go out and come back in. Foreign way, Trump 2020. Here in a little bit, you'll hear the Trump train go by again. It goes by here fairly regularly. Well, I'm totally agreeing with you, Steve. They should be allowed to do their protest, and nothing wrong with illegal protest. And see, so many of the cities have found out that their actual citizens that went out to protest were doing it legal. The assholes that got bust in, they're the ones that started the trouble. And that's the whole thing. Find out where these people are coming from, who's paying for them buses, who's sponsoring this nonsense. Treat it just like they did ISIS and any other terrorist organization. Follow the money and put a stop to it. And we all got a pretty good idea where that money trail is going to go back to, don't we? My thoughts on abortion, I don't believe in abortion. At one time, I used to be pro-choice until I figured out pro-choice was pro-death. I don't believe in abortions. Now, are there exceptions to the rules? Of course there are. You know, if it was incest and all this other stuff, rape, you know. But I don't believe in abortions. And if you go back to Roe versus Wade, where it all started, you'll find out that woman, I can't think of her name, the only reason she got Planned Parenthood started was to keep the black population in check. She said it herself. That ain't me. Look it up. You can find her videos of her saying it herself. I hear you, Carlos. You need to come see me and Grandma just so you can have peace of mind. Well, I don't know about that. I'll probably harass you too damn much, sissy. You ain't being a troublemaker, Scott. That's part of modern technology, man. Some days it works and some days it drives you crazy. Well, Joe is hiding Biden. He's been hiding in that basement so long. You know, what kind of president is he going to make if he's hid out in the basement all the time? Really? You going to hide in your basement and badmouth the president that's out taking care of business, that ain't hiding. Gotcha. That's just like old Nancy getting caught in that hair salon out there. Really? And then you're going to tell me how you was set up by a simple business owner? If you was that easily set up, I don't think I want you in charge of much. Well, that's a good deal, Chris. I'm glad they did. I hope they bust them. BLM is a terrorist organization. Well, tell my little girlfriend I said hi. And I hope she beat you at your Legos. Yep. Greg, how you doing, man? Well, the thing is, yes, it was Margaret. Thank you. The whole thing about BLM and all that nonsense, all them big groups that are so worried about the blacks and the black community. We just had some pretty bad hurricanes down my way, and there's a lot of black folks down there that's in need. How many convoys are you seeing of them going down there to help with any of that? How many times have you seen any of them rushing in to help at any disaster? But yet the police and the first responders and everybody else that they hate They're the first ones to go in there. Now you tell me who's right and who's wrong. Uh-huh. That's how I look at stuff. JJ, when I was telling you earlier, put common sense to stuff right there, man. That's how my mind works. All right, we've got disasters. You guys that's hollering that Black Lives Matter, are you down there helping with them Black Lives? Do they matter? Well, it's more than an excuse to behave badly. That really isn't it. They're being paid to behave badly. They're being paid to go create chaos. They are paid. Don't think for a minute they're not. Huh. No, I didn't know that, Miss Clementine. Exactly, Nicholas. All lives matter. And you tell them that and they get mad. No, we're talking about black lives. Well, I'm talking about all lives. If black lives mattered, they would be in their streets, straightening up their streets. They would go into their ghettos and their inner cities and all that, and they would be taking down some of these thugs and drug dealers and all this nonsense. They wouldn't be having these drive-by shootings. If you're so scary and you're mass mobs, then take that mass mob down through your neighborhoods and take out your bad guys. Quit trying to take out the ones that are coming into your neighborhoods trying to do right. And that's something else, since y'all gonna get me started. How come the only Black Lives Matter are the thugs and the thieves and the criminals that are having conflicts with the cops? Huh. Now, has an innocent black life been taken in all the times? I'm sure there has been. But the majority of them are criminals that are resisting in one form or another. And those are the only lives that matter. Huh. Stop and think about that. How come that little 4-year-old girl that got shot at the birthday party, her life don't matter? Why aren't y'all down there trying to track down that gangbanger that started shooting into that backyard birthday party? Huh. Well, that I got to disagree with you, Michael. We all matter. God loves all of us. We all will die, and we all are replaceable if you're talking about your workplace. But in your family unit, it tears you up when you lose somebody. I done lost my son and my dad and all kinds of people. They can't be replaced. There will never be another Nathan Barr. My son was his own entity. You cannot replace him. Now, was somebody else born to replace the count of all the population? Well, of course. But no. And we all have one destiny, to die. From the minute you was born. Well, I seen a post where Biden said he was voting for Trump. Well, she's gonna whoop you at it, Carlos. You ain't got a clue. She's young enough, she's got a clue. Yes, it is the fall of Cabell. That's a fact. You can't be replaced or replicated. That's right. Pick the documentary one. I take it that you've seen it. Are you the one that told me about it, Felicia? That's very possible. One of y'all told me about it, sent me a link to it or something, and got me and Grandma started on it. I figured out how to do YouTube on that big screen TV in there. So we did it on big screen TV. I was so proud of me. My dude's sweating. It's colder than it is out here. Ah. Need to put me a little shot of something in that, or a big shot of something in that. Then I won't wake up in the morning and share the word. I think you was looking for it, Miss Clementine. It's a good watch. It really is. Each one of their segments is approximately 45 minutes long. And they have it broke down in segments so that you can get a break from it. If you're like me and Grandma, you're going to start watching it and you want to see the next one. Where is this going? And they put enough facts in there and show you facts in there that it makes you say, they must not be just pulling that out of there. They're not Democrats. Oops, did I go there? Brian, what's up with you? Oh, my goodness. On Elvis's property. What, do they think that Elvis was a racist now? I got news for them. They don't know his history then, do they? Where do you think he picked up most of his music from? Yeah, he's supposed to vote for Trump. Leave it to you, Carlos. Getting technical, not me. Well, you know where it started. It started over again. Well, you can share something else with me there, Felicia. I think you just sent me a link earlier today that I copied and posted, didn't you? No, I shared it. It had a share button on it. John, huh? I don't. What's up with you? You better let them out. They're gonna holler discrimination against you. All right, Chris, you be careful out there, man. Oh, I do it at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, and 7 o'clock Pacific Time. And I don't know what time it is in Australia when I do it, or in Alaska. But those are the four down here that I know. So 10 o'clock Eastern. Every Sunday morning, pretty much. I took a break from it for a few Sundays. But I'm back on it. And I never know until Sunday morning what the word will be about. Well, been an hour and 15 minutes. Y'all about ready for me to get off here and let you about your night? SpongeBob, what's up? Trump's going to win the election. Y'all watch, make sure he isn't a bot or a troll. JJ, Carlos. There you go, Trump 2020. Here in a little bit, you'll hear a Trump train go by again. They're 15 hours ahead of me. Cool. Warwick was on here earlier. It was beer 30 over there, like 1:30 in the afternoon or something. Uh-huh. We know what you meant, Felicia. All right, Greg, you be careful. Semper Fi, brother. Semper Fi, do or die. What up, JJ number 2? Well, we ain't done a long chat like this in a while. See, Chris is doing his pre-trip right now. He's doing it early. Shame on you. But it ain't what the regulations say. You're supposed to wait until the exact time. Now, I want to know what the temperature on all 18 is. I want to know what the pressure is on all 18. I want to know what the tread depth is. I want you to do it right, dude. Well, ain't that cool? Especially if you're into cats. I like them when they're little kittens, but then they mess it up and grow up. Not a big fan of most big cats. Got to move that one, stretch them old legs a little bit. You love cats, do you? Well, a lot of people do. That's good for the cats, I guess. Unfortunately, where I grew up, city folks would come out and dump dogs and cats. So cats would kill the birds and the rabbits and the squirrels and all that. So we had to take care of that problem. That's just how I was raised. No, I understand. If I seen a little kitten, I wouldn't be able to just leave it on the side of the road or anything either. I totally understand. Now, I probably wouldn't keep it, but I would rescue it and do my best to get it somewhere or to someone. I hear you, Steve. German Shepherds. I will. Like I said, she's done in bed. She's been in bed most of the day. Got one of her headaches. You know how that goes. Oh, 50 cats. Oh, no. I bet you can smell them things from your house. That's a cat hoarder there. Yes, I do believe that, Nicholas. I believe the government is listening to every phone call, phone conversation, every YouTube. I think they're feeding it through one of their big, gigantic computers, and there are trigger words that when you say terrorist or bomb or some kind of drugs or dope or coke or crack, I think any of them words triggers that big computer so that they can find out what you was talking about. Yes, I do. I also believe that they're using these phones to track us, whether we like it or not. Whether you have your tracking locator on or not, they can still do it. I'm one of them that I believe these smart TVs like we got in there, that whether you have your TV off or not, they can turn it on to listen and or watch. Luckily, me and Grandma's getting so old, they don't get much of a show trying to watch us, but they can still do it. That's just my thought. So, yeah, I totally agree with your dad. 3 goats, 2 donkeys, 2 pigs, raccoons, fox, skunks. Oh my, that almost sounded like JJ's house. JJ, they're catching up with you, buddy. I don't know how many cats his mama's got that she feeds stray cats, and they got a pig, and that old boy out by Albuquerque, what was his name, Rusty? He's got lizards and goats and chickens, and oh, he's got it all. Well, no, they didn't put it on your phone, JJ, to my knowledge. They was asking people to do it, and I think if you went and got tested, that had something to do with it. That's like this vaccine they're wanting to come up with for COVID, which I gave you my opinion of the vaccine the other night in that video. But they are wanting to put a little microchip. You know, they make them teeny tiny anymore, size of a rice grain. But if you get the COVID-19 vaccine, they're supposed to be putting a tracker in you, in your body. I don't think so. Well, eventually, yeah, you could make that kind of money in a month if you're willing to pay your dues, learn how to drive the truck, learn how to operate the system, manipulate the system, find a good company, and ride it out. But yes, you can make $3,000 a month driving a truck. It's a matter of, like I tell you in my videos, have you watched any of my truck driving videos? Like I tell you in there, you have to do your homework before you get into that truck, and you have to have a plan. You need to understand trucking. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a job, it's a lifestyle. And you have to learn how to manipulate it and work it like you would any other career. It ain't a matter of just jump in there and go driving. They make it look easy on TV and on the commercials, don't they? You've got internet or you wouldn't be on here right now. Oh my goodness, Carlos. Problem is he enjoyed that test. Now, I was with Prime for about a year. I was in back like 2002, and I didn't love it. Oh, Robert, you got him. Carlos, you've been had. I hear you, but even turning it off, they can still do that deal. J Ryder, what's up? And no, I'm not. Go watch my videos, man. Go into the library, I guess they call it, or playlist, and look up simple trucking videos or whatever I call it. I'd be drawing a line at them skunks moving underneath my shed. I think I'd be talking to the animal control people or going down and buy me some 22 bullets. Shoot them in that left ear, and they don't normally spray. Oops, did I say that? You boys better behave. And any of you new drivers out there that this is your first winter, I have videos on talking about winter driving and winter conditions. You need to go find them videos and watch them. Yeah. That was the problem we had in Texas. We first moved there and we had a cat problem when we bought our place. We started moving in, they disappeared, but we called the animal control folks for our county. Nope, we don't do cats. We'll loan you some cages to catch them. Well, if I catch them, are you going to do something with them? No, you'll have to relocate them somewhere. Well, hell, I can do that. I got an alligator in my pond. He gets hungry. I didn't have to. My neighbor did it. Well, truck driving is a pretty solid career. It's just hard on a marriage and hard on family life. And it's hard on your body. After 30 years, my old body's pretty beat up. My health sucks. You know, in this day and age, you can do a little bit about it. There are those like Jim Dunn that goes to a gym several times a week. This day and age, you can eat a little bit better on the road than we did when I started. So you could help your health and whatnot a little bit, but it's still rough on your body. Roughest thing on your body is the sleeping hours that you have because they're so mixed up. This time you'll be driving days, and next time you'll have to be driving nights, and if you let them do that to you. And as a rookie, you're going to have to let them do that to you. So, biggest thing is you got to pay your dues. Yep. Now, they need to watch a bunch of them. Say, go on, little frog. I don't need you on my foot. Yeah, if you're into that tech stuff, there are those that make pretty good living at it. Tell you what, they got a lot of frogs out here on the ground. I ain't talking about them tree frogs. Well, that all depends, Jay. And technically 2 years and you can pretty much start writing your own story out there. Because that's enough experience for the insurance. isn't looking at you with such a rough eye if you've kept pretty clean, tickets and wrecks. There are those that do their homework, and in less than 2 years, they'll find a damn good company to go to. But starting out with your mega companies and all that, if all you're doing is jumping mega company to mega company, you're not doing nothing for yourself. You're hurting yourself. That's why I tell people, just whoever you choose for your first company, stick with them for 2 years. Now, like I said, there are those that can do their proper homework, meaning when they get done with the day, they're not just going and playing video games on their phone. They're actually researching some companies. Stone is a good example of that. He wound up staying with his company for 1 year, but he had did his homework, and then when he made a move, he got into something more to his liking. He didn't have to team drive. He was flatbedding, which he wanted to do. So he's quite happy, and he's been over there probably a year now. So he made a good move. He didn't follow my instructions. However, he did his homework and found another place. So it's all going to be in how you approach the job, the career, the situation. Well, good, Steve. Thank you. I'm glad they helped you out. And any of y'all that are training out there, turn your students onto my channel. Let them watch it. Well, and it will, Nicholas. Out there driving that truck, you'd be surprised how many factories that we would go to that's automated. They got the machines doing damn near all of it. Human beings are loading it on this end and stacking it on the other end, and the machines just go down the line. You know, the humans are there to fix the machines, to reprogram them when it's time for a change, sweep up around them. And eventually the trucks will be the same thing. They will drive from point A to point B. They'll need someone on each end to get in them and take care of the city driving. Oh, goodness. Well, folks, we're pushing an hour and a half. What's up, toys? Seen some kind of light over there. Well, that's right, if you're in the right neck of the woods. Yeah. That's the problem with teams. They want to keep that truck going. Well, Walmart used to be a damn good place to drive. My understanding is as they loosen up their qualifications, stuff's dropping, go figure. The truck pay and truck drivers pay and benefits and all that. Well, CRST, man. That's where Stone went, and they force you to team drive. So just understand in the beginning, you're both going to be separated and be riding with someone else. So you're both putting your lives in another rookie's hands. Period. And my understanding over there, it's hard to get a good trainer. So I would reconsider that. Yep. right. Take it easy, Carlos. Hi, baby. Everybody said tell you hi. She waved back at y'all. Well, I understand you got to go somewhere, but you need to do some real researching on that, man. I'd look hard and heavy at that CRST. I mean, once you get it where you two can team drive as husband and wife, it'll be okay, I'm certain. Another problem that Stone had over there, and Stone's got his head together pretty good. Winter driving, they would tell their trucks to shut down. And they're sitting there patiently waiting and watching other trucks pull out and leave, and they're still sitting there waiting on that computer or whoever and wherever they're at to decide the roads was good enough for them to leave. That drove him crazy. If I was you, I would check out Prime. I did not have a good time with Prime, but I've heard a lot of good about them. They did a lot of changing, evidently, since I was over there. I would consider checking them out. Grandma's got one of her headaches, JJ. Well, see, there you go. Miss Clementine's husband's over there with Prime, and he likes it. They've changed a lot since we was over there. But that's where I went to teach Grandma how to drive. We went with Prime. Well, folks, it's been an hour and a half, a little over it. I appreciate y'all coming in and visiting with me, especially with it being so spontaneous. Y'all join me in the morning for sharing the word. So with that, I'm going to remind you, good Lord loves you, and so do I. Appreciate y'all coming in. Have a good evening now. Good night.